Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to my channel. Hope everyone is well. I am Shana Chaudhary Imam. Currently I am pursuing my bachelor's from Department of Finance at University of Rajshahi. Today I am here with an video about a very important tool of Microsoft Excel, pivot table. It summarizes, analyzes, and visualizes big data from Excel data sheet. So, if you're working with sales, budget, any big data or large number of survey data, pivot table could help you in summarize, analyze, and visualize the data, so that you can easily make a report on that. It's a spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet of Google. Sorry, it's a spreadsheet of Excel, Microsoft Excel. Today I'm making this video as a part of my course assignment, what I've learned so far, uh, and I think it would have, and I'm excited to share what I've learned, and I hope it may help you. Okay, okay, let's dive into our data. Here you can see we have a large amount of data. The data is about sales of Apple products in different regions. So from this data sheet, today we are going to make an pivot table that can help us in summarizing our data, and we can derive data very quickly. We can derive any information or knowledge we want to gain, we want to have from this data very easily. So for this, first we have to select all this data. As we all know, first we have to select all data. Control A. We have select all this data. Now we'll go to Insert tab. Under Insert tab, there are many ribbons. At very first, we can see Pivot Table. Then we'll click to Pivot Table. From the table range, we'll Pivot Table, and here will appear and drop down menu. This will ask you whether you want to make the pivot table on this existing sheet that your data, or you want to create a new sheet. If you want to create the pivot table in a new sheet, you can simply select the new sheet and press OK. It will open up a new sheet and with pivot table. If you want to do it in this existing worksheet, we have to just set the existing worksheet, and that's it. So I want to set this in a new worksheet, so I'm selecting the new worksheet and pressing the OK. Here we have the our new sheet, and here's a pivot table. So here in the right, we can see there is a drop down box where we can customize our pivot table according to available information. If you want to drag this, we can drag anywhere we want, or you move anything. Okay. So what is pivot table? As we have earlier mentioned, pivot table is a tool of Excel that helps us in summarizing data, visualizing it, and analyze any information which we have available, but not in a sequential manner. Okay, let's see an example. Suppose the I want to know the revenue of the products available in our datasheet one. So we can see that here are many products like iPhone, iPad, iWatch, many. So if I want to know the sales of our products, or the Apple products, I can easily get the grand total of this all of these products from the sheet using pivot table. Let's see. For this, first we have to select the product uh, in rows option. As you can see, as I have selected the products in the row option, we have all the products that are available in our datasheet, that are AirPods, iPad, iPhone, iWatch, and MacBook. Now, I want to know about the revenues that are generated from AirPod, iPad, iPhone in total. For this, we have to do is just simply take the revenue and make it as a value. See, here we can see that the airport has a total revenue of 77,02,731. Now, if I want to make this sum as currency, we have to just go to our mouse and right click. Here from here, uh, we can select the number format, and if I select as currency and uh, just select currency and OK, sorry, just go to number format, select currency as dollar, yes, it made all my data into dollar. If we want to select any other currency, we can use that one also. And here we can also see if we want to make and the number in without any decimal or fraction. If you want the resonant fraction, we can use the fraction. If we want the real number or round up number, we can just use simply with the decimal places as 0. Then it will not appear as fraction. Okay, here is how the pivot table works. We can do many more things using pivot table, such as if we now, what if we want to know the total revenue of airport in different region? How we do that? We just have to simply go to the region and take it to the column. Now we can see that here we have 4 regions that are APAC, EMEA, and North America and South America, from which we can see that from first region we have the amount of revenue, and simply it's have segregated the total amount into different information, and is a vast information, but in a short summary, which is very helpful for making any reports or anything. Now, what if I am removing the region. Now, what if I want to know the per unit sales price of airport? What I have to should I do to know what is the average rate of an airport sold? We can just go to right click our mouse. Here we can go to from here we can go to summarize values by, and we can see the average. See, now average revenue from airport is calculated. Using the same page, we can find out the cost per unit, price per unit, and every thing that we want to know. Suppose now it is the total amount. Now it is a now I have came back to the total amount. Now what if why we want to know the revenue according to different dates or months? What we have to do to know that? Simply we have to just go to the date, and date, take it to the filter, yeah, and now if I select any date, suppose I'm selecting 1st January 2022, it will show me how much revenue I have collected from date 1/1/2022. Now as we can see, we have done a lot of things with revenue, but there are a lot of options or a lot of table rows then data that we can arrange in pivot table. Now we'll simply just go and do whatever we've done with revenue. Now we'll try the same thing with our expenses. Okay, first I will remove everything from here. Okay, so here we have the in rows we have our products. Now I want to know the expenses of these products. So simply we will drag the expense into value instead of the revenue. We'll drag the sum of the expenses. Now what we get is the total amount of expense that the airport needs when it manufactured, and the iPad, the iPhone, the iWatch, and the MacBook. Now I want to know the expenses that per unit. So simply I will drag the cost per unit here. From here we will drag the cost per unit. Yes, this is some of the cost per unit. As you can see, some of the expenses are here, and the cost per unit are also here. If I the cost per unit are here. But what if I want to know the price per unit? It's airport. The highest, the product that is most expensive in Apple Corporation is the MacBook. It's about $39,809. Simply now we'll change this format into currency format. Okay. So places we want to round up. Okay, just zero, the round score. Yeah, here we are. What if we want to know the average price? Average price. Sorry, what do we want to know? The average price of this product. So average price per unit of AirPod is $503, iPad is $702, iPhone is $830. From here, we know from here, if we want to know according to the region, we'll just simply drag the region into the column, and here it is. The sell price per unit is here. In APAC it's 6,000, in EMEA it's 4,000, it's 7,000. In South America it's the highest paying in South America. We can see. So here's the simple things we can do using pivot table. Now, what if we want to show the data in a graphical view, or analyze the data in graphical view, which will help us to understand the data more easily and smoothly. For this, I'm taking the revenues from here. For this, we have to need to go to the bar. We have the here the ribbons. We'll go to pivot table analyze. Here we can see we can use insert slicer, timelines. We can use a pivot chart, pivot table, etc. First of all, I'm going to describe with a timeline. It's the same thing that we have done with dates, but in a more specific way or easy way, we can use the timeline. Okay, date. I'm selecting the date. Here you can see, here comes a. I am making it a little bit broader so that we can easily understand. So here, as you can see, if I want to know the sales of revenue, or the revenue from instead of total, if I want to know the revenue of only June, so what will I do is just click on the June. So here what it's showing is the amount of revenue from June. If I drag this from 3 months, it will show me how much revenue I have generated from these products in 3 months. Here there's a simple tool we can use to know about quarters sales, about quarters, months, and days. So currently we are running a month basis. If you want to set this in quarters, we may select first quarter. The first quarter we may we see that the result was like that, something like that, and the grand total of 83 lakh 14,000. In second quarter it was 71 lakh. In quarter third it's almost 115 lakh. And yeah, in last quarter it's much lesser, it's only 90 lakh. So using a timeline, we can easily know the amount we want to search just in one click. So okay, I'll remove that just using delete button. Now what if I want to make a slicer. Suppose I want to make a slicer using the region. A slicer is a tool of pivot table that helps us in finding the amount of we want to look for a certain criteria. Suppose I want to know the revenue of our products from from these regions, from any particular region. So I'll suppose I'll select North America. So here is the pivot table showing me the revenues from North America. If I select South America, then it will show me what is the revenue from South America. Now, if I want to select more than one, I can select more than one using. Now if I select the total, it's showing me the total. If I select, suppose if I select only North America and South America, it's showing me the total amount of revenue it's generated from North America and South America. If I select all fours, it will show me the grand total number. We can use the slicer. We can use the slicer for anything else as our need. Now, what if we want to understand in more specific way? For this, we have to go to pivot table analysis, and we can use pivot charts. Pivot charts to understand more easily. We will use the default one. Default one. Okay. Now you will see that it's showing me how much revenue we have generated from our different products, where the highest revenue is generated by our MacBook. We can change it. If I want to know, remove anyone from this list, suppose I want to remove the airport or an iWatch, it will also give me the result of these three only. Or we can select all, and it will again show me the result of all the products that I want to know. Okay, and let me tell you, it's not only that this chart can only do, it's not like that this chart can only do what I have selected for once. It's a very dynamic chart. Suppose if I want to add more, suppose I want to add the regions. Suppose I want to add the regions. See, now it's showing me the sum of revenues according to the regions. From here, we can easily see that the airport sales is more in North America than MacBook, and MacBook sales is more in APAC more than airport. And as I have mentioned earlier, it's a very dynamic chart. We can use this, and not only that, default one, we can use more pivot charts. Suppose if I delete this one, we can use the pivot table analysis and pivot charts, and here different column, line, pie, bar, area charts, everything what we want to, we can analyze our data, summarize our data, visualize our data any way we want. See, here is another way we can use to visualize our data. Okay, now let's move on. To some more advanced uses of pivot table. As you can see, we have many data here, but we don't have any cell of data called profit. But a profit is the most important thing in the business. The business is all about profit. So if we want to include a row or a column about profit, or a data column about profit, what should we do for this? We have to go to pivot table analyze. From here, we can come to the ribbon or the bar. Under this bar is called field, item, and sets. We just have to simply click on that, and we have to click on calculated field. If we click on calculate field, we'll see a drop down box like that, from where we'll include the cell called profit. So I'm typing the call profit. So how do we get the profit? The formula will be simply we'll click at double tap revenue minus expenses. Okay, now we'll simply insert the field and click OK. As you can see, here is a bar called profit. is included. From here we can now see that the total revenue is 77 lakh, the profit is 54 lakh 30,000. So what if now let us dive into more critical functioning or more simplifying the data. What if we don't want to know the product name always, but sometimes we want to know about the date. Yes, actually date matter because we have to calculate at a different month. What if we want to know about the profit of different days or different months? What do we do? So we will simply drag the date field to the rows, and now we can change it according to dates. Here you can see October, November, and December. We can filter the data from here. We can see all. From here we can expand our data, and we can know what are the here you can see we see that the total profit of October is 30 lakh 85,000, and how the total, and here's a detail of every day from month October and how much the sale was. We can see that just using the left button and using the expand. If we use the collapse, and it will only show the month's name. What if we want to filter the date according to Jan, Feb? Now we can see that we have the profit of whole year. What if I want to know the month, but also the quarter, total of the quarter? For this, we have to go to groups, and we have to select quarter, not days, months and quarter. And if we press the OK, then it will show us the total of the quarter and according to the month. So these are some simple tricks we can use in pivot table to analyze the data through pivot table. Hope you guys have watched this video and it may be helpful for you. And thanks for watching.